I mean, look at her. She's got elbow cleavage. You know that little wrinkle that fat people get on their elbows? It looks like a schwa. I mean, you wouldn't have sex with her, would you?
Oh, yeah, I would.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I would do everything to her. I don't care what she looks like. I would wreck that chick.
It's the Cooper and Anthony Show.
So back in the day when Beavis and Butthead were on MTV, I can imagine the hate calls MTV was getting because it was new.
Sensitive, people are sensitive then as they are now. I feel like now people, anything you do, people are like, what? I can't believe you had a person that was so tall. It's something, you're against short people. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like everyone is so super sensitive now.
Remember right before Beavis and Butthead came out, Ren and Stimpy was on. And people were complaining about Ren and Stimpy. So what
was the problem with Ren and Stimpy?
Ren and Stimpy, I don't know. I mean, it had innuendos and people just had an issue with it. It was far out there and they complained about it.
Really?
Yeah. So when MTV put Beavis and Butthead on, I can just imagine the hate calls, hate mail probably. They probably had bags and bags of mail from people every single day. So people would call and leave messages at MTV. So there's this famous voicemail now that somebody just released on the internet where this guy called Mike Judge's office, the guy that created Beavis and Butthead. He called
and Idiocracy, obviously. We love Mike Judge.
And King of the Hill. I mean, he's a brilliant guy. So this guy somehow got Mike Judge's phone number to call him and complain to him about Beavis and Butthead. He didn't know what the show's name was. He kept calling it Porky's Butthole.
What?
During the whole call, he just kept calling it daggum Porky's Butthole.
So the guy was calling to complain about a show. He didn't even have the name of the show proper?
No, he had no. He didn't know it was called Beavis and Butthead. He thought it was Porky's Butthole. And this is and this is
But they never say Porky's Butthole at any point in the show. Like, there's no. How do you come up with that? Where's that even from?
I guess because it's a cartoon and Porky Pig and Butthead and Butthole. I don't know.
Cornholio. TP for my bunghole.
But where does Porky's Butthole? I don't understand. So this is pre King of the Hill, and I swear Mike Judge stole this and made this guy Boomhauer.
Ooh. Okay, let me hear this.
I think this is where Boomhauer was born, right here. This call about Porky's Butthole.
I've been calling y'all for better than a month, growling about y'all every time the Looney Tunes come on. Y'all put Porky's Butthole on. I figured last night, and the second cartoon come on, it was Porky's friggin' old butthole. I said, surely y'all ain't gonna put the last two on Porky's friggin' butthole. Now y'all gonna die. Y'all
is this a
put
complaint?
Porky's friggin' butthole on the last daggone cartoon like y'all did this morning. I've seen the daggone crap 500,000 times. I don't see what the heck y'all think these daggone youngsters.
This sounds exactly like the calls we got on every station. This is the program
ever worked on.
Yeah, the program director's voicemail right here.
And watch Porky's daggone butthole time after time after time after time, and don't ever get tired of it. Like, and yesterday, y'all, I got up at 7:30 in the morning and watched all day.
Wait, so he's upset that the show is late, too? So not only is he upset that he hates the show, Porky's Butthole, it was late as well.
And I don't think y'all was right on time with the old show all daggum day. I went to bed last night wanting to get, I guess I'm going to have to call the FCC about shutting
He's
y'all
going to call the FCC.
FCC? And shut their butt down?
Don't. Just don't. Y'all think the 3-year-old kid's going to buy something, buy a daggone armload of stuff, because y'all put them daggone commercials on, dropping them
3-year-old kids are going to buy what?
It don't
I
make
guess
crap.
they're going to buy Porky's Butthole
this
stuff.
Time, you're going to be 5 minutes late next time, because you're going to drop them freaking commercials on till y'all get
Is he
busy.
drunk? What's going on here?
Quit, yo. For some reason, y'all think you had a job 8 to 10 minutes commercial on every day on time. Y'all get through.
Wait, do you think this is a
Every
guy
time the show
auditioning
goes
to
off,
be
something
Boomhauer?
wrong.
Like he heard that Mike Judge was doing a spinoff with King of the Hill, and this is his audition tape?
No, this is pre-Twitter. So people couldn't go online and bitch and moan and complain on Twitter, so they had to do it on voicemail.
No, I'm saying, I wonder if this is like an actor who heard that Mike Judge was doing a Beavis and Butthole spinoff called King of the Hill, and he was like, I bet there's a character in there for me. Maybe this is the guy's audition.
Tell you what, man, Hank gets all prettied up and then old combing his hair all off to the side, man. And going act like this, like, it's my good side, man. You're dang old pretty sissy out like that.
I could see Mike Judge listening to this and being like, oh my God, we need a character based on this guy. And he didn't put the guy's name in, but you can imagine the guy probably called and said, like, my name is Boomhauer. He was like, oh my God, Boomhauer. Like, that sounds like Boomhauer. And you could totally see Mike Judge listening to that and being like, the light bulb's going off.
Tell you what, man, I seen the dang old rake over there down Smithsonian, man, right next to Lincoln's had the arch chair, man, the dang old caveman section.
I think Mike Judge created King of the Hill around that guy. Just so he could have Boomhauer.
Well, no. King of the Hill was a character, if you remember. Hank Hill was a character on Beavis and Butthead. It was the next door neighbor.
Right. So he said, I'm going to make this whole cartoon around Boomhauer. Who can I steal from Beavis and Butthead? I can't steal Daria because she's getting her own show. So who else can I steal?
That's hilarious. That's great.
So he spun it off just like the TV shows from the 70s and 80s would spin off another series from one series to another. But he did it just so he could do Boomhauer.
Good one, man. They got another one, man. What do you call the difference between old man and a little squirt gun?
And cartoon history is made. This guy called to complain, and instead he found a way to make Mike Judge more money.
What the hell is that Check this out.
I literally felt like dancing.
It's the Cooper and Anthony Show.
So, as you know, last week, J-Lo and Ben Affleck, they didn't really elope, but they just sort of like showed up in Vegas and, I guess they did elope. They showed up in Vegas and they got married.
That's
they got
the definition of elope.
Yeah. Well, I feel like eloping is more like people don't know you're even engaged, and then you just sort of show up one day and you're like, hi, I married this guy I met in a bar. I feel like eloping has that connotation of nobody expected it, nobody saw it coming. But when you're Ben Affleck and J-Lo and we know you're engaged and everyone's talking about your wedding, and then one day you show up and say, hi, we got married, it's not really eloping. It's just kind of like you're celebrities and you went and got married.
Now, were they married before or were they just engaged?
Engaged.
Okay, so they haven't been married before this. Well, to each other.
Right, they were not married to each other.
Oh, okay.
Until now. Anyway, so they got engaged. They got engaged a couple months ago. Now they got married in a surprise wedding. Again, I'm not going to call it an elopement because nobody was surprised. And they, but here's what's really interesting. We know that, so now that they're married, they're buying a house together. I feel like it was weird before because he had his house and she had hers, and he has his kids and she has hers. So now they got to put everybody together. And they need a bigger house. They need more space because it's, they're much bigger families here. So we heard some rumors that they were looking at this mega mansion in Holmby Hills in Los Angeles, California. And this house is a big deal. So remember Mariah Carey was married to that billionaire, James Packer?
Mm-hmm.
This was his house. This was the house that this guy, so he had this house built. It was a smaller house before that, and that's where Danny DeVito and Rhea Perlman live. So this property has been, owned. It's a known property. Celebrities have lived there before. So it looks like this is the house that Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez have bought. They bought this house. It was on the market for a little over, I would say like maybe just under $65 million.
Mm-hmm.
They bought it for $60 million, so they didn't really get a good deal.
Well, they knocked $5 million off. That's a good deal.
I mean, for you and I, it is, because $5 million is like money we'll never see in our entire lifetimes. But when you're purchasing something for $60 million, okay, knocking $5 million off is like you and I buying something for $10 and they knock off 15 cents. It's not worth it. It's like, okay, whatever, fine. And I wonder, like, do you pay cash for this? I guess you do, right?
Yeah. Do you write a check? And what is the commission on that sale for the real estate agent? I mean, you have to retire the minute you sell that property. That's it. Moving to the Bahamas. You'll never see me again. You had one sale. That's all I needed. I had to have one sale. I sold it to Bennifer, and now I live in the Bahamas.
The original Bennifer.
Right.
Yeah, but that's the weird thing about that is for a real estate agent, once you sell a $60 million house, well, yeah, you've millions of dollars, probably like $12 million in commission, $8 million in commission, whatever it is. You can pretty much retire. That's the beginning of your career. Now you're like, oh, now I'm really somebody. Like then your career really takes off. You know, just when you think you and I would be done.
I'm done. I'm washing my hands. I'm out. But you sold one house. I know. I did the Batman. Batman bought it. I'm done.
Yeah, so think about it. I mean, she's J-Lo, so she's got J-Lo money. He's got Batman money. So did they split it? Did they just throw in $30 million each?
Yeah, how does that work? I'll write a check for $30 million. You write the other check for $30 million. Or do I buy the house and you pay the power bill?
Right.
You pay trash, water, and power, and I'll pay for the house.
Yeah, how do you split the cost there? Exactly. So obviously they have a business manager or somebody who handles their bills. I can't imagine that everybody has their bills now online, so it's really easy. Like, you know, the phone bill, they just take it every month out of your account. But so here's the house. Here's what's interesting. What's being reported in the press is different. I found the actual listing of the house. In the listing of the house, it's over 31,000 square feet.
Wow.
Yeah, it's enormous. It looks like a mall, like a mini mall. 8 bedrooms, 12 bathrooms. The lot size is 1.4 acres, which is not a lot of lot size if you think about it. I mean, I guess for LA, having over an acre is a lot, but so there you go. Here's the most interesting thing about it. Before I go into all the different things that the house has, well, let me just tell you. I'll just tell you that first. It has a beauty parlor, you know, like a glam room, which obviously J-Lo needs a glam room. Yeah, of course. There's 12-foot front gates and a guardhouse. Has to have that. Fendi did the furniture. So all the furniture is all already in there, and it's by Fendi. So that's kind of impressive right there. There's a wine cellar. There's a tasting area for the wine cellar. So it's not just the wine cellar, it's a place you can just go and sort of like taste. There's a movie theater, a full movie screen, like the size of a theater.
You better be IMAX.
Yeah, stadium worthy. Yeah.
Right.
A golf simulator, a game room, a massive wet bar, a marble kitchen with, you know, cabinets, appliances, all the top of the line stuff. There's a bowling alley, which is really cool. There's a giant oval swimming pool. There's a spa. And I think there's all these fountains, and it's really beautiful and stuff like that. You know, it's what you'd picture it to be. Okay, boring. Here's what I think is the most interesting part. It has a dentist's office and an operating room.
That is so perfect for you. Oh my God. You should have married Ben Affleck to have your own dentist and own operating room in your own house, because you go to the dentist and doctor once a week. So to have it in your house, how perfect is that?
Yeah, it's weird. So the basement has a full medical suite with dental offices and a separate doctor's operating room. Okay. So that means that if you need anything done, like forget about just, you know, say you have someone come and do a little Botox, whatever. But if you want to have your face lifted, if you need any surgery of any kind, you know, anything, think about that. You can actually have a doctor and a surgeon come to your house with their tools and their kit and
Their little
nurse,
bag like the 1800s.
and their little bag like it's the 1800s, exactly. They can perform operations in your house, in your basement.
This makes you hard, doesn't it?
Oh my God, this is the most exciting part of the house. Had I known that there were houses that had this sort of thing, I would have found a very different career to make this kind of money. I had no idea that this was an option. And also, for me, the dental office, like you said, I'm at the dentist, and this is my whole life. Like, it's not just because I'm over 40 and my teeth are like fucked up from years of eating sugar. No, I have had terrible teeth my entire life. So, like, I had teeth knocked out and pulled, and I've been in fights. Like, everything that could happen to your mouth happened to my mouth. So, yeah, imagine having the dentist come to you and you do all your dental stuff in your basement. Just, I have a dentist appointment. Oh, great. Okay, so run downstairs, go to your dentist appointment, and then just be back upstairs because trainer's coming over. You got to go to the gym. You know what I mean?
Or we got to taste wine or something later.
Right. I also like the 4-lane bowling alley thing, too, because you know me. I'm
4 lanes.
Yeah, 4 lanes.
Most houses have 2, and that's overkill.
Right.
Like I think Howard Stern has 2 in the Hamptons, but they have 4. Yeah. Why do you need 4? You need that many people bowling at the same time?
Well, yeah, because they have all those kids. That's what I'm telling you. She has the twins, and then he has like 3 or 4 kids. So there's a lot of and then the kids have friends over. You don't want to fight over bowling alleys. So 4. And then, I'm sorry, I misspoke. It's not just the one pool outside. There's an indoor pool and spa too. Yeah. So if it's raining, you can swim inside.
So if you own your own bowling alley, 4 lanes, by the way, do you have to still wear those stupid shoes? Or can you actually wear like Vans?
I think you can wear whatever shoes you want because it's your own bowling alley, but just know that you'll probably have to just redo the surfaces. The reason why you wear bowling shoes is because what they're made of doesn't fuck up the surface.
No, I don't believe that at all. I think they make you wear them just so everybody looks stupid, and they secretly make fun of you.
It's a control thing. It's like it's like wearing uniforms at school.
Yeah, and we just uncle, all of these years. Well, okay, we'll do it. Give me somebody else's shoes that somebody wore and that you sprayed Lysol in. I'll take that.
But that's what's so weird. So I wonder if Ben Affleck, this could be the thing that undoes them as a couple. Maybe she's the kind of person that she just wants whatever heels she has on, she will go down and throw a bowling ball. Maybe he's one of those guys who's like, no, you have to wear the proper attire.
I think back now to bowling, back in the day when we would go bowling all the time, we would stick our fingers in a ball that nobody cleans those finger holes in the ball. So we would stick our fingers in, roll the ball, and then use those same fingers and pick up French fries.
Right.
And eat them while putting somebody else's shoes on that have Lysol. I don't know how we all didn't die.
Isn't it so funny, like in a post-COVID world, like in a world now because of COVID, how it completely changes your perspective? Like I will watch old game shows. That's sort of like a thing. My boyfriend and I, we think it's hilarious, and we will have an old game show on in the background. And the amount of celebrities that will hug contestants is... It makes my skin crawl now. First of all, hugging strangers as it is just fucking weird. And then a celebrity hugging a stranger, there's already a bunch that just won't do that because they're germaphobes to begin with. But now in a post-COVID world, I'm not even hugging. I hugged my mother for the first time like a year ago. You know what I mean? Like since COVID. I'm not hugging strangers. I'm not hugging a celebrity. I don't want to get that close to somebody that I'm not sleeping with in bed or that I'm not related to.
Well, there was a guy that did Family Feud back in the day, and he would kiss every woman.
Right. Oh my God. We just saw one of those episodes. He would like lean in and kiss them
lip
on the lips. I want to know how often that guy had some kind of sickness or herpes or, yeah, exactly. How many times you get sick a week?
Yeah, and he never stopped. And women look forward to it.
Yeah, Family Guy makes fun of that all the time.
Dude was a player.
Well, he actually married one of the contestants.
Did he really?
Yeah, well, I guess he ended up fucking her, and then they fell in love, and that's who he married. I want somebody to write a book about all the secret, not the secret love affairs that we know about. I want to know how many times a Bradley Cooper was like single on set, checking out the girl who does the click thing, that thing like.
Oh, yeah. Take one.
Thing. Yeah, the take one thing.
The take one girl?
Yeah, the take one girl. I want to know how many times a Bradley Cooper has like banged a take one girl. Like, I want that book.
What about extras?
Yeah, I mean, as somebody who's worked as an extra, that doesn't really happen.
Well, I think it does happen. It doesn't happen to you.
Well, it doesn't happen to me, but no, I've seen some really hot extras. The celebrities don't talk to them. They keep the celebrities away from the background people.
Yeah, and I don't think they really get that hot of extras because you don't want to take camera time away from the beautiful people. So you get yous in the background.
Yeah, if you're that beautiful, you're in front of the camera. You're not walking around behind somebody.
It helps shrink swelling of tissues and relieves itching, irritation, and painful burning of hemorrhoids for hours. More people trust. Doctor recommended.
It's the Cooper and Anthony Show.
Want a game?
I always want a game. Ooh, I got game music.
All right, I have a couple of trivia questions to kick you off.
Okay.
Let's see if you know these trivia questions. 1 in 5 drivers, 1 in 5, admit they're really bad at doing what?
1 in 5 drivers. Parking.
Parallel parking. I'll give you that. Very good. Even though researchers say it's much higher, 1 in 3 people say they do this.
Masturbate at work.
1 in 3?
Yes.
So if I go into 3 people's offices, one of them
is touching themselves, yes.
Just finished.
Yes, or is just starting.
That's why I don't have meetings in people's offices. No, pick their nose.
Oh, that's boring. Okay. I just did it right now while you were telling me the fact.
See, you're the one, and you're one of 2.
1 in 2 people. See, they were right. The research said that it was higher. There we go. It's 1 in 2.
The people of the Netherlands enjoy more than 8 hours of this, more than any other country.
8 hours of sleep?
Sleep. Very good.
Oh my God, that was just a guess.
Very good. 22% of adults have said no to this. I'll give you a hint. It's money related, and it has to do with marriage.
Have said no to. Let's see.
Money related. So 22% of adults have said nope.
Sharing a bank account.
Being part of a wedding party.
Oh, wow. Yeah. You could say no to that? My gosh.
You didn't know that. All right. I'm going to give you a list of names. Which one of these are not like the other? And you got to tell me which one doesn't belong.
Okay.
Pat Nixon, Michelle Obama, Tipper Gore, Martha Washington, Jackie Kennedy.
Which one doesn't belong?
Which one doesn't belong? Pat Nixon, Michelle Obama, Tipper Gore, Martha Washington, Jackie Kennedy.
Oh, Tipper Gore.
Why?
She was never first lady.
Very good. I knew you'd get that one. Well, she should have been.
Right. Yeah, a lot of people say that. Sure.
Well, she should be, but she wasn't. Okay.
Right.
You got to spy the lie. So I'm going to give you 3 things. You got to tell me which one is a lie.
So 2 truths and a lie.
2 truths and a lie. There you go.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
On average, left-handed people type 10 words a minute faster than right-handed people.
Okay.
Americans buy 100 million pounds of butter every year.
Well, that's definitely true.
And in a single meal, a pelican can consume up to 1 cubic foot of food.
I don't think pelicans eat that much because they're so little and they have little bellies. So I'm going to say that the left-handed thing is correct. The butter, it's funny. I was going to say the butter thing is wrong because it's higher. The number's higher. Was going to be my answer. You know what? Yeah, I'm going to go with that. So the butter thing is wrong because we eat more butter than that.
So you're going to say You're going to say a pelican does consume up to 1 cubic foot of food at a time.
Oh.
So
why not? Okay, so the pelican does do the cubic foot. The left-handed people do type faster. And the butter thing is wrong because we eat more butter than that.
You're right. I said 100 million pounds. We eat 500 million pounds. 500 million pounds of butter.
I love that I caught my error in the middle of it. I was like, wait a minute, we eat more butter than that. I alone eat more butter than that.
That's so strange because there's different... You can buy margarine, you can buy other things, not butter, but I guess people buy butter.
I know. Well, I wonder what they're considering butter. I mean, is it just the one type of butter, or is it also... Because we buy Earth Balance, which is a natural vegan butter, but I also wonder if you're right. Is margarine considered butter, or is it all just butter?
Yeah, I think it's got to say butter on the package.
Okay.
Does your butter say butter on the package?
It does.
Oh, we'll see. I think that would be yes.
Butter. But if you think about it, you're not just eating the butter. You're also, if you bake. Okay, so I bake chocolate chip cookies. Sometimes I'll make like a double thing of it. That's 3 sticks of butter in one batch of chocolate chip cookies.
3 sticks?
Right. That's what I'm saying. And I'm just one person baking one batch of cookies, and I do that all the time. So at my house, the amount of butter we go through.
Wow. That's a lot of sticks.
Yeah, I know. The cookies are very good.
I should put 4. It would make them even more better.
You got more questions?
And I'm going to leave you with a conversation starter. I want to find out if you would do this or not. I'm going to put $10 million in your hand.
Okay.
But there's a catch. A snail is chasing you for the rest of your life. If it touches you, you die a terrible death. The snail cannot be killed. It knows your location at all times, and its only purpose is to find you. Are you taking the money?
That's like that movie, It Follows.
Oh, we should make a movie about a snail.
Well, they did. It's called It Follows.
Oh, but it's not a snail.
No, it's not a snail, but it's a spirit. And it's, no matter where you go, it's kind of like Final Destination. You think you've outsmarted it.
But it moves really slow. That's the thing. That's why we have to make this movie. We'll call it Snail.
Yeah, no, it's brilliant. Okay, so here's why I would not take the money. First of all, $10 million, I hate to be this way, it's just not enough money. I would need like $1 billion.
I might do it for 100.
No, because there's some days that I just want to like lay in bed and not have to be like running away from a snail. Or maybe I have like somewhere I have to go. I'm out with friends. Let's say I'm out at a party having a good time. And it's like, oh, there's a fucking snail again. And then I have to go like escape the snail. And then what if I'm on an airplane? If I'm on an airplane, what are we supposed to do? Just keep running from one side of the plane to the other?
Yeah, because it's a snail. It doesn't move that fast.
It's too stressful. It is way too stressful. Just the fact that listen, I have anxiety. Anxiety feels like a snail that's always there. And you have days that you're just like, okay, no snail today.
And if it touches you, a terrible death. And you do not want that because that's your biggest fear, is a terrible death.
Yeah, I know. Huge fear. Yeah, I'll keep your money. I'm happy. I'll live like this. I'll live poor and snail free.
Okay, I'll take half.
That wasn't an option.
I'll hire people to watch out for the snail.
That's not an option.
Yes, it is. They didn't say that. No, it says it chases you, cannot be killed, it knows your location. Its only purpose is to find you. It doesn't say you can't be surrounded by bodyguards looking for snails. What eats snails? French people. I'll get a bunch of French people to stand around and look for snails. But it can't be
killed.
It can't be killed, but they can call you and text you and say the snail is 5 feet away from you. So then I'll move another 5 feet, then it'll take all day to get that far.
Yeah, I know. I can't live like that. Not at all. I can't live with something that I need to constantly do at all times. I need days that I can just be free from all that shit. I need snail-free days.
Do I have to be gang probed?
It's the Cooper and Anthony Show.
I want to hear them, and I want to hear them now.
Gentlemen, I want to know from you if we have to do these things anymore for the ladies.
Okay. We should have a call-in show again then.
Well, I'm asking you.
Okay.
So you can answer. Should I do these? Because you're very independent.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
You're a very independent woman. So I'm going to say, do you want me to do these things if I'm dating you?
Okay. Got it.
Always open doors.
I like that. I got to tell you, it's one of those weird things. It's not about male versus female. It's about somebody being, kind to you and being like, let me get the door so that way it doesn't hit you in the face, or that way someone doesn't push it. And, when you're little and you go to open a door, sometimes people don't see you. So they're coming through the door and they don't see you. So you end up getting a door in the face. So I feel like it's just kindness. I'm not really into chivalry and any of that kind of stuff. It's not that. But I like when a guy gets it. Joe never gets a door from me.
He did maybe the first 6 months.
I don't think he even did it then.
He didn't do it then. Wow.
No, yeah, he's a modern guy. He's a feminist too. So in fact, I think it was like our first date. Mm-hmm. We were going into a restaurant. We were talking and talking and talking and talking. And we get to the restaurant and we stood there talking. And I think he was waiting for me to open the door. And I was waiting for him to open the door.
We're never going in because nobody's opening the door.
We both stood there just talking. I was like, all right, I guess I'll open the door. But he's right. Like a guy shouldn't open the door for me. That's so stupid. But I like it. I don't know. I like somebody opening a door for me.
Yeah, I don't like people holding the door for me because then it's too much pressure. Now I got to step it up. I got to put a little skip in my step so they don't have to stand there for a long time. It's too much pressure. I don't like it.
No, but if you're the one who chose to open the door and hold it for somebody, you're going to have to wait until they're ready to walk through it. You made the choice to open that door. I'm not rushing. I'm going to get there when I get there.
All right. Things, how to be a gentleman. Should we still do these things or not do these things? Help her put on her coat.
No, that I hate.
You hate that?
Yeah, because that feels like you're a baby. Like, come here, sweetie, let me put your coat on. Like I'm a little girl that needs to be dressed. That I hate. Do not touch my clothes. Don't touch my coat. I don't want your help putting a coat on. No.
Really?
I'm not 3 years old. I can put a coat on myself.
All right. How about helping you with your seat?
No.
I don't have to pull out your chair and you sit and I push it in a little bit.
I don't know where that came from. I'd love to know the history of that, because that to me, that's the dumbest thing. It's like, why would you pull out my seat? And then it's so awkward when you push it in. As somebody who has had men do that for me, you pull out the seat. I can't gauge where it is. I go to sit down. I'm either sitting too far back or too much on the edge. And then you push it when I'm not even like properly on this. It's the most awkward thing in the world. Don't touch my coat. Don't touch my seat.
Yeah, because I want to push your chair back in, but then I'm going to make a joke that, I got a hernia now.
Exactly. So that's a problem too.
All right. Give up your seat. Should I do that?
What's interesting about that, I've noticed on buses and subways, of which I take quite often here in New York City, it's always interesting, the men who do get up and give a woman their seat. And it's never just a woman. It has to be somebody who's either pregnant, holding a lot of bags, or old. If you're like a 30-something, 40-something woman like me, if you bop onto a bus like me, no one's ever given up their seat for me. Never.
You have many bags. You look pregnant. You're very old. So you're always getting a seat.
No, but I'm saying I've never had a man give up a seat. I never heard anybody offer like, hey, did you want to sit? Never. In fact, just today I was on a bus and there was one seat left and there was a guy, he was a little older than I was and he was sort of a larger guy. And he and I both got on the bus at the same time. We both looked at the seat and it was just like, it was a race. And he never said like, oh, would you like the seat? He just made a beeline for it. And I was like, fuck it, I'll stand.
Really? Yeah, when I was on the bus and the train, I never gave up my seat.
No one really does that anymore. They really don't. I mean, occasionally, like I said, occasionally they do give it up for older people or pregnant women, but that's why there's signs on seats saying if somebody who is handicapped or elderly requests this seat, you have to get up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I don't
then
know.
are you going to request? You're going to walk over and say, hi, I want to sit there? I mean, that's sort of
Yeah, look at the
too.
sign. Moron, sign, get up.
Sign, get up.
Yeah. Stand at attention. When a lady enters or exits the room, guys should stand.
Oh, the guy. I thought you meant like his...
No, let's say we're all at a table. You get up to go to the bathroom. Should I stand? Because when I watch like Mad Men and they do that, I go, God, I always forget to do that.
What
Always.
is that though? I don't get why guys would stand up because you're getting up to go to a bath. I've had guys do that. I've had older men. If I'm like at a business meeting or whatever, and I'm like, hey, I'm just going to run to the ladies' room. I get up to go do that. And they sort of like fake the getting up a little bit. I don't understand what that is or why they would do that. Are they afraid that I'm going to fall out of my chair and they want to be there to catch me when I fall off my 5-inch heels? Like, what's the point of that one?
I don't know, but when Don Draper does it, it looks cool.
Hang on. Now I want to know where that comes from. Okay. It says here, whether it's a social conversation, a business meeting, or a meal, it sends the message you've noticed the person and they're worth your effort to rise from your comfortable sitting position to meet and welcome them. Well, that's one thing to welcome them. But what about, oh, here we go, with leaving the room. So when you stand, you literally rise to the occasion to show respect for them. That is when they are walking in. That's different. Listen, if you're sitting at a table and I come in to greet you, like, hi, thanks for inviting me, then you should get up. You know, so that way professionally, that way we're eye to eye. That's the reason. But if I get up to go to the bathroom, that I don't understand.
Yeah, to me, it looks cool. So, no, I always thought never shake somebody's hand sitting down.
Right, that's what I mean.
If they come in and I go to shake their hand, you look like a douche if you just sit there and shake their hand. But I guarantee you I've done it.
Yeah, I think it's one thing to do it when somebody walks in, but when they're getting up to go to a bathroom, that's weird. It's like, I approve of you going to pee. I approve of you emptying your bladder or whatever else you're going to go do in there.
Things that we should or shouldn't do to be a gentleman. All right, give her your arm.
My boyfriend always holds my hand. I like that. And you know what? You know when else he does it too? He gives me his arm or his hand whenever I'm getting out of a cab.
See, I can't say anything bad or good for that because I think I've done that to you. Like,
because I always look like I'm not going to quite make it out. That's why people are like, well, let me help you. Hang on, you look like you're struggling there.
That's why, because you're in big stupid shoes and you're going to need the balance.
I've had female friends of mine do that. I've had women friends of mine lean in and be. My friend Linda is like, just give me your hand. Let me help you get out of there. You seem to be having trouble getting out of a car.
Things I should do or not do to be a gentleman in the year 2022. Ask if she needs anything when I get up.
Well, I think that's just common courtesy. You know, I mean, like when I'm sitting on the couch, my boyfriend's going to the kitchen. He's like, do you want anything from the kitchen? Like, yes, of course. But I do the same thing to him. I'm going to the kitchen or I'm going to the supermarket or do you need anything? We'll text each other. Hey, I'm in CVS. Do you need something? I think that's just common courtesy. It's got nothing to do with etiquette or male, female. I think that's just being kind to your partner.
See, I never do that. If I get up to go to the kitchen, I don't say, do you need anything? No, because I figure you can get up and do it yourself.
Oh my God. I had no idea. I thought everyone does that.
Yeah, I thought they did too, but I don't.
my boyfriend will be laying in bed. See, now we've switched our bed around, so now he's closer to the door. So I will hand him something and be like, you're closer to the door. Can you take this to the kitchen for me?
Can you give
He's
me
like,
some
I'm always going to be
water?"
closer to the door. I sleep on that side of the bed. I'm like,
Can you make me some toast?
You're closer to the kitchen.
It's the Cooper and Anthony Show.
You got me straight tripping, boo.
That's right.
That's right.
These are the sounds of days that are past. Days that are past. Days that are past.
Now, Vicky, what food looked pretty innocent, but it ended up hurting you?
An M&M about 3 years ago. I was working in a doctor's office, and I was just eating a couple M&Ms, and all of a sudden it cracked in half of my tooth, and it just went away.
Which color M&M?
I don't remember. I think it was blue.
Oh, I don't trust those blue ones.
Yeah.
And then, so I went and got it fixed. And 3 months ago, my dad was in the hospital, and I was eating an oatmeal raisin cookie, and the same tooth left again.
No way.
Yeah, so I guess I just can't eat on that side anymore. But
I blame the M&M and I blame the oatmeal raisin cookie.
Right.
yes, that's what I like to say.
Are you still?
Dental insurance doesn't believe that, though.
Are you still mad at the M&M?
No, I've gotten over it.
Okay.
They're
Yeah, it's
too
hard
good not
to
to like.
Yeah, it's hard to stay mad at M&Ms because they make you feel so good.
And they
Yeah, I
don't
like
melt
them
in
in
your
ice.
mouth. They melt.
I like them in ice cream.
in your mouth.
I throw
not
them
in
on
your
top
hand.
of my
Yeah.
ice cream. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's yummy.
Now, Lori, what food looked pretty innocent and it ended up hurting you?
This was a vicious ham. It jumped out of the pan and landed. My mother was carrying, I was a kid at the time, my mother was carrying Easter ham to the table. She tripped. It leapt off the platter onto my foot, broke my foot, tore my leg.
Oh!
Evil ham.
Evil ham.
Are you still mad at the ham?
Easter. On Easter, no less.
Oh, of all days
of the world.
So did you have to go to the emergency room?
Yes, which was a very odd story to try to convince them that the ham jumped out and broke my foot.
Could they save the ham?
They saved the foot, Anthony.
Well, I'm worried about the ham here, Lori. You don't, especially Easter ham. That's probably honey baked. You can't waste a whole ham.
It was a big old honking ham.
Yeah, you can cut the outside of it. The inside of it's still good, Lori.
Well, and knowing my mother is, let's call her frugal.
Right.
She probably patted it off and, did the 5-second rule.
Yep.
And went back on the platter.
Now, can you eat ham now?
I love ham.
Okay.
Just
Okay.
not that evil. I never ate that evil ham.
Not Easter ham.
That was that
not
one particular evil ham.
Yeah. That ham was possessed.
But you were okay. They wrapped up your foot. You ended up being okay, right? You don't have any permanent.
I was in a cast for 11 weeks.
Oh, that is an evil ham. That sounds like a premeditated thing to me.
Hey, Lori.
I think the pig was mad.
Hey, Lori, has bacon ever hurt you?
Bacon doesn't hurt anybody.
Okay. Barbecue
Bacon is our friend.
and barbecue hasn't hurt you at all.
Never.
Okay, good. I'm just making sure.
Don't slander bacon around here, Anthony.
Right.
You watch what you say about
Bacon's
bacon.
never hurt anybody.
That's right. Thank you, Lori. Now, Heather, what food looked very innocent, but it ended up injuring you in some way?
I was actually 2 hours away from home and was at a camp, and I was eating a salad, and an olive had a pit left in it. And it was a perfectly healthy tooth, and the olive just split my tooth in half. It didn't hurt. It didn't hurt because I just heard the crack. And I opened my mouth, and my friend looked in it, and she said, "Oh, my God, we've got to go." So I was 2 hours away from home, and you couldn't find anybody. And it was night. It was probably about 8 o'clock, and you couldn't find anybody around there that would treat you because I wasn't from the area. And so I have the best dentist, and she called and met me at her office and had to pull my tooth out that night.
Oh, no.
It was horrible. And to this day, I still love olives, but I'll only eat them if they're cut in half. I have to cut them and make sure there's not a pit in it.
Yeah, and you're much more careful. And so you learned that lesson. But good for you not being mad at olives after all this time.
Love olives.
But see, now we've all learned a lesson. So
Right.
if you're biting into a salad, really scrutinize those olives better.
That is the truth, because they might say they're not, because they were not supposed to be with pits in them.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, I've had that too.
Don't always believe them. Check it, or else you're going to have a hole in your mouth too.
Because the olives lie.
Right. And don't eat the Easter ham.
That's right. Don't eat that Easter ham.
The evil Easter ham.
Oh, okay.
Now, Alyssa, what food it looked really innocent, but it ended up injuring you?
I'll tell you, but Cooper, I have to say that we so enjoyed you being Ian's stunt wife here.
Oh, thank you. Isn't he terrific? I love that, Ian. I did in Minneapolis. I did the morning show in Minneapolis is Ian and Marjorie, and Marjorie was off. She says a hysterectomy, but I think she had her boobs done. And I filled in. I filled in for her for a couple of mornings in Minneapolis, and he was terrific. He was just wonderful. Thank you for saying that.
I listen to him every morning. I listen to you every day on my way home.
Oh, thank you. That's really nice. Thank you.
But what really looks innocent that kills me every time, ever since I was a kid, cold cereal rips the top of my mouth apart.
And especially Captain Crunch.
Yeah, or Cocoa Puffs. You know.
Right.
Yeah,
Cocoa Puffs are evil.
But they're good evil, though.
It is.
Yeah.
It is a good evil. It's a necessary evil.
Right.
See, that's the hard thing about cold cereal, because you don't want it too mushy. You want to eat it while it still has some bounce to it, but it's going to rip the roof of your mouth off. I've had that experience. It's evil.
Yeah, and my poor kids go through that too. I'll have cold cereal, and then for the next 3 days they want oatmeal.
It's one of those lessons you have to learn in life at some point.
But oatmeal has never hurt anybody.
No, I don't think oatmeal.
No.
If oatmeal's hurt you, you definitely need to call the show 877-6-Cooper, because we don't think oatmeal can hurt you.
No, we don't believe
We're under that illusion. Thank you, Alyssa.
Or salad.
Yeah, we're under that illusion. Right.
Was she eating razor blade O's? Or...
No, you never are you kidding me? I love Captain Crunch. I can't eat it for the same reason, because it absolutely tears up the roof of my mouth.
Never had that problem.
Always.
Cheerios doesn't do that.
Yeah, you wouldn't know that problem, Chad. You only have had one type of cereal.
Yeah.
Your whole life.
Cheerios.
I've had other kinds of cereal.
No, you haven't.
I've had
Yeah.
Cap'n Crunch.
No, you haven't.
Yes, I have.
Captain.
I used to
Cap'n.
love to eat the sugary cereals, but now I can't. So I have to eat the Cheerios.
The adult cereals.
I know.
The daddy cereals.
I know.
All right, so what food looked really innocent, but it hurt you?
I ate a Cinnamon Toast Crunch cereal bar, and it was on the day before Christmas Eve, and I was starting my first day at a new job, and I bit into it, and it broke my front tooth slap out.
Oh, my God.
Your front tooth.
My front tooth. So I had to go all through Christmas without a front tooth.
And then you just sing that song, All I Want for Christmas is my two front teeth. Everybody sing that to you the whole time?
Yeah.
Everybody sang that to you the entire I'm sure. Yep. You probably heard that song so many times you were like, I'm going to punch somebody.
Yes, it was horrible.
And those cereal bars, they look so innocent. They have the cute little, the lettering is so fun and the pretty colors. You would never think a Cinnamon Toast bar would hurt you.
I know, but now I don't think they sell them anymore, so maybe it broke plenty of people's teeth.
We showed those bars.
Exactly.
Did you take any Christmas photos with no tooth in the front?
No, I closed my mouth.
Can you take your tooth out now?
No, I have a bridge, so it's permanently in there.
Oh, good for you. Okay, you showed that cereal bar.
Exactly, but it cost me like $1,500, so that was a very expensive cereal bar.
Now, was there a moment, because this woman is suing Starburst, she's suing the Mars companies. Was there a moment that you considered contacting the company and letting them know?
No.
No.
It was my own fault for eating it, so.
Right.
I had nobody to blame but myself.
Right.
She's got a point.
Yeah, that's true.
It didn't.
But,
if it
she liked the
jumped in your
cinnamony
mouth,
goodness.
Yeah.
You can't help it,
If you're walking down the street and the cereal bar jumped into your mouth, then you would have a case.
That's true. Yeah, right.
Right.
Or fell out of the sky and hit you in the mouth or something.
Right.
Right. Now, Mindy.
Yes.
Hey, Mindy. So what food looked really innocent, but it ended up hurting you?
Well, my story isn't like that vicious ham. Oh, my God.
I know, that evil ham.
I will never eat ham again after listening to that story.
No, don't say that.
Unless it's cooked in a pan that's like about 10 inches high and, has a fortified wall built around it, But here's my story. When I was just a little girl, my sister and I, my mom was a wonderful baker and all this and that. Well, of course, we had eaten our meal, and she had this wonderful blueberry pie that she had made. So we wanted blueberry pie, but then when we were done eating our meal, we couldn't eat anymore. We were so full. Well, back then, she was like, oh, no, you have to sit at that table till you eat everything on your plate, blah, blah, blah. So we choked down the blueberry pie. Well, that night, you know what happened. My sister and I
very
lost
sick.
the blueberry pie, both of us. And our bedroom, because we shared a bedroom, was literally blue.
Oh my God!
Our blankets, our pajamas, our baby dolls, our hair, the floor, the mattresses, everything was covered in blue. My mom was so mad, but we're like, well, you made us eat it. Don't talk back. But you know what? It has taken, my sister to this day will still not eat blueberries.
Oh, are you serious? She won't?
Yeah, it just grosses her out. She can still not eat blueberries. Now, I have been able to recoup, but it's only been about maybe 3-4 years ago that I've been able to start eating blueberries again. And so, mind you, this has been 40 years.
Wow, so all this time you were not able to eat blueberries. And how did you explain to people if somebody handed you something with blueberries in it to just say, get that away from me?
I'll say you don't want to hear the story.
You don't want to hear the story, but trust me, you want to take those blueberries as far away from Mindy as possible.
You don't want me to eat the blueberries.
Wow. See, that's a good story because they looked innocent, and I love that it changed her for years, and she just started eating them again.
It changed the room.
It changed the room. They wanted a pink room. They ended up with the blue room by accident. Yeah.
Think of how many antioxidants she was eating that night.
I don't think it was the antioxidants that did it, though, Chad. I think it was the overabundance of blueberries. Now, Ken, how are you, Ken?
Hello, Cooper.
Now, Ken, I can't imagine that you met a cute little innocent food that you didn't like.
Well, I didn't say I didn't like it. It just kind of made me mad one night.
Okay, what food made you mad?
Well, we used to all go to the bar. And when we'd come home, we'd all come back to my place, and I'd fix egg sandwiches for everybody before they went home and went to bed. Well, we stopped to eat one night, and I didn't have any sandwich bread, so we just made omelets, and we were sitting there eating eggs off the plate.
Mm-hmm.
Well, about that time, I took a big old bite. A buddy of mine thought it was cute to hit me in the elbow. Needless to say, my fork went through one of my teeth.
No. And
yeah.
I love that you blame the eggs.
Well, I was too drunk to get mad at him, so I didn't want
So you didn't blame him, you didn't blame the fork, you didn't blame the fact that you were wasted off your little tushy. It's the eggs' fault.
Well, no, what it was, after I picked him up, because he kind of accidentally fell off his stool somehow.
Right.
I don't know how that
Gee, somehow. I wonder how.
About my back end, I don't know. But anyway, I went and finally had it fixed. It's real cute. It's still to this day, you can tell if you look at it. It's messed up.
Oh, goodness.
Anthony, by the way, tell your wife when she goes out there to kill them slugs, if she'll use a low-power 22 rat shot, it's a whole lot easier.
Thank you, Ken.
I think an M80 would do the trick as well, Anthony. You might want to tell her to get herself some big sawed-off shotgun.
Gotta go out there and start shooting things.
Yeah, Ken's not using coffee grounds to kill slugs.
No, he's not. Have Ken over one day to take care of the slugs at your house.
Yeah, he can aerate your lawn for you.
Oh, wow.
Now, Janine, what food looked very innocent but ended up hurting you?
Turkey.
Turkey?
Yes.
Was it a live turkey that came running after you, or was it actually a piece of turkey?
It was a dead turkey, and it was the buck stuff, but I guess it was really the turkey shot that was in the turkey. My father promised that he cleaned it out, and then I bit into it, and not only did it hurt my tooth, but then it was the metal little turkey ball on top of the metal little filling.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so I didn't chip my tooth, but it really hurt. And then when you really put the little metal ball on top of your filling,
yes,
painful. Yeah,
wow,
like fingers on a chalkboard.
Ow!
Gobble gobble. Yeah.
But have you eaten turkey since?
Well, I've eaten domestic turkey, but I haven't eaten. I've eaten beheaded turkey, not wild turkey.
Right, nothing that your dad brought home.
Right. But you've drank wild turkey.
Tranquilized, gas turkey. I don't know, but it does produce gas, so I don't know. But good old turkey.
I had the same thing happen to me with pheasant.
You did?
Yeah,
You bit into a pheasant, and the buckshot was in there.
Yeah, and that was back. That was back before that was back when they still had lead shot instead of steel. So who knows how much lead was? Yeah, you'd bite into. I mean, I didn't like it anyway, but it's one of those things where you had to sit there until you ate some, and you'd bite into.
That's almost mixing.
Crunch.
That is mixing.
It's like chicken, or it's just gamey.
Well, with lead shot in it, that's mixing.
Yeah,
that's why he doesn't like to mix. We figured it out.
No, we're getting to the root of this now.
Yes,
we're seeing where it all began for him.
Day by day.
That's what it's called. After you shoot the turkey and the bullet is in, that's called the buckshot, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what that's called. Okay, I'm learning something. I haven't been hunting in a long time, actually ever.
Okay.
Mostly I just shot at targets, not actually at things.
I don't want to know.
And it was with archery.
Okay.
So you don't. Yeah, you pull stuff out. Yeah. Anyway. So okay now. Eric, what food looked innocent but it ended up hurting you?
It was popcorn.
Popcorn? What did popcorn do to you?
I'm not sure. I say popcorn. It might have been a half popped kernel. It might have been an unpopped kernel, but it was somewhere in the popcorn. Me and a few friends, we wanted to go see Brokeback Mountain. So we were at the movie theater and we were watching Brokeback Mountain. And I was chowing down on my popcorn, and that first, what do you call it, Oprah scene?
Yeah, right.
The first Oprah scene, I bite down, and I hear this crunch, and I feel this crunch, and I'm like, oh, what just happened?
It's almost like the movie was in Sense-Around for a second.
Yeah, it just stopped. It's like they just look down at the screen, and I go, oh, are you okay? I'm like, So, I'm feeling around my mouth with my tongue, and my bottom second to last molar I had broke off all the way up until the filling.
Wow!
Oh no!
It's still broken to this day.
Oh no!
So
you broke a tooth that broke back mountain. Yeah, it's perfect.
Yes, I broke the tooth that broke back mountain.
Oh no, Eric!
During that scene.
Right, during the Oprah scene.
Yes.